there's a 20% service fee on credit cards.
What? 20% service fee on credit cards? No fucking way. No, 20% payment processing fee, 20%. I'm really starting to think that the biggest problem with restaurants today isn't the food quality and it's not the price of your burger. It's the audacity. Apparently, restaurants are no longer being subtle about their greed. We've gone from, would you like to add a tip? To a 4% breathing fee, a $3 bottle surcharge, and an $8 table tax. These places are starting to nickel and dime us like a competitive sport. And guess what? Today we're exposing every single ridiculous charge that they were hoping we wouldn't notice.
So now fast food restaurants are charging us a service charge. Right here it says service charge. When my wife told me she got a service charge at the Chipotle's, I was like, what's a service charge? We're just paying for the employees' salaries now.
$13.65 service fee on a $100 order. That's over 10%. What is the service fee for? At freaking Chipotle. Now this receipt isn't Chipotle. It says steak and eggs, brunch burger, side of bacon, and a service fee. What the hell is that about? And then they probably want you to tip on top of it.
So a service fee is for the staff, so they can get a fair...
So there, right there at the very bottom, to support our staff, a 15% service fee is added to restaurant orders. This fee allows us to pay a fair wage and offer health care to all employees. So what does the price that we're paying for our food do? If the 15% fee is just to pay your staff, and let's be real, you probably pay them that's why we're expected to tip. Are we just paying for the building with the food? And the staff comes, just stop nickel and diming us with fees and just pay your staff as you're supposed to from the money collected from the food you're selling. For the love of God.
Wage. California fast food workers are now making $20. So here in New York, I guess they're doing the service fee. So I'm guessing now we gotta pay for all our food and pay for their wages.
You know what the worst thing is after a wonderful night is when you get charged a kitchen fee, 4% kitchen fee. What the is that? Here we go again. So this happened again here in California in Santa Monica. Had a great night. We were celebrating. The food was great. We had no idea that so many things. So we ordered 2 shots of tequila, and we were like, oh, how's tequila? It's fine. We got charged $36 for 2 shots. What the F? And then not only that, that's like $18 a shot. Not to mention the kitchen fee, 4%. I mean, the food was good and all, but like, come on. Like, why do you do that? No one even informed us about this. And then as soon as the check arrives, they come with like the actual machine and they make you like select the tip option right away. And the lowest tip option is 20%, 22%, 25%. I mean, that's okay. But like, if 20% is like the minimum you guys require on top of the 4% and the tax that you added on top of that, and the $18 shot, I wasn't happy about that. But we had such a great night.
We had such a great night. And that's the thing too. It's like the restaurants are banking on you having a good experience to not question the bill. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've gone out. I don't get to like go out to a restaurant experience like she had very often. But when I do, I go to have fun. I will spend some money and I try to not look at the receipt because I am having such a good time. Those are the kind of circumstances where these restaurants will tack on all of this and they'll hope you don't notice. If I asked for a well tequila shot, I would not have suspected to be charged $18. And that's the thing. They could just claim, oh, we didn't hear you say well, so we gave you top shelf. What do you do after that? You drank the shot. It's not like you can give it back. If they truly did give you a top shelf tequila instead of a well that you asked for, you kind of have to pay it. I mean, I'm not going to be that person that says, no, you need to put your foot down and refuse to pay it because you drank it. You already drank it. It's just, it's putting a lot of faith and trust in restaurants to actually charge you properly. And then it's up to you to be okay with an uncomfortable situation if something on that bill is not what you expected, like a freaking 4% kitchen fee.
All right, Vegas, here we go again. These hidden fees, I'm telling you. So if you haven't seen my last video, check it out. But this is proof right here. I literally got receipts. So this tourist right here comes to Vegas, goes to Hell's Kitchen, has a summer sampler right up there for $80. He gets his tax, 6 something, a tip already charged to him for almost $15, and then his total. And then they have the audacity to put down here, gratuity not included. Here's your options for
gratuity not included. What the hell is the tip then? Shady, shady, shady. They were expecting that they didn't notice and just tip on top of it. That's gross. Gross. Also, I wanted to let you guys know that I am now on Facebook. So if you want to go follow me over on Facebook, I will link all of my socials down in the video description below. I really appreciate it if you'd go give me a follow over there. I'm trying to, build my following over on Facebook because I want to go connect with you guys over there. So make sure you go give me a follow.
Okay, so I'm at a Mexican restaurant having some lunch, and the receipt comes out, and they say it's a service fee for serving the customer. Now, this right here gonna take the cake. Okay, so I'm down now, and the receipt says service fee for serving the customer. What's a service fee for serving the customer? What is that?
The way she just sips her margarita, that looks good. So now they're saying that a service fee is for serving the customer. Then what is a tip for? Is that like a shady way of saying that it's a living wage fee? So is that service fee the money that the restaurant is going to use to pay the server's wages? And then of course you tip on top of that? Because it's not the tip, it's a service fee.
Okay, have you guys seen this? And if you have, what are your thoughts? It says many restaurants are adding an 18% living wage fee on top of the meal cost to cover staff payroll expenses. Now, this, I'm not sure where they're doing this, who's doing this, has this started happening yet? My question is this supposed to be instead of tips, or are you still supposed to tip on top of this? So this little section here, it says living wage fee of 18% added to each dine-in check. This fee goes directly to living staff payroll and provides a living wage to our team. If you choose to tip, tips are pooled amongst the entire team.
I have a problem with that too. If I am tipping my server, it's because my server did a good job. I'm not expecting my tip to go into a pool for everyone to split. I'm sorry. I understand you want the entire team to be able to benefit from tips, but if I am handing a tip to my waiter, they get the tip. That alone pisses me off. I hate pooling tips.
Thank you. So it's a weird concept to me because now you're basically using the 18%, what would be tip or gratuity, whatever you want to call it. Now you're paying your entire staff with it. Is this going to change their hourly wage? Because a lot of servers in certain states only get $2.13 an hour. So is this going to be now like everybody who works at the restaurant only gets $2 an hour? And then you're relying on the 18% fee to pay everybody? Like, how is this going to work? And then it also says if you choose to tip, it's going to split between the entire team, which to me doesn't make sense because if I'm tipping my server. That person did a really good job serving me, interacting with me, helping me out. They earned that tip. What are your thoughts? What's happening here? Is 100% of that going to the staff? Or like, I have so many questions.
I think it's stupid. It's not right. It's not right. I don't like it. I don't like it one little bit. Because the price of food didn't go down. The price of food is going up. So in addition to the price of the food going up, we're also having to pay 18% tax just so that they can pay their staff to serve it to us. Stupid.
Let's get into all these fees we paid at this restaurant. And before we all start, no, we're not broke. I just want to talk about these fees. All right, we got a 44.
It is so sad that she has to preface this entire thing with that statement. No, we're not broke. I just want to talk about the fees. We have come to a place where we can't complain about being charged bullshit fees because people are going to criticize us on the internet and say, oh, we're too broke to pay it. That's why we're complaining. No, we're not too broke to pay the fees. We're just tired of getting nickel and dime to death when it comes down to it. Speaking of, if you like this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up button on it and let me know, because I'm also planning to do another one about different kinds of fees, not related to restaurants, but related to like cost of living fees that we're getting nickel and dimed on just to have things like electricity and pay our rent.
All right, we got a $44 service charge, $11.75 state tax, $441 city tax, $881 county tax, and then if you don't pay with cash, you have to pay basically $11 more. Let's get
The list of the extra fees and surcharges is like almost half the list of the actual food that they ordered. And half of the list that they ordered is zero charges, because it's like the chicken and waffles, the key lime was $4 extra, as is zero. And then $6 potatoes, $6, like the list of fees on this receipt is probably the longest one that I've seen. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Hi guys, I am here to report another unexpected charge from a bill. This time it was a 4% health charge.
A 4% health charge? Health charge. Don't tell me that that is so that restaurants can give health insurance to their employees. Don't tell me that's what that is. Don't tell me that.
Our restaurant bill had a 4% charge for health insurance, or
Damn it! I saw that one coming. Now we have to pay 4% so employees can actually have health insurance provided by their employer. What happened to the time in our world when, employers just offered health insurance to their employees and didn't expect customers to pay for it? It was, a business expense. This shit's getting out of hand.
staff wellness. And I've been seeing this on the receipts of restaurants all over San Diego. They're allowed to put it on there, but you can't be forced to pay it. If you ask them to take it off, they have to remove it.
Good.
Also seen some places put a $2 water donation fee if you drink water. There's a new California law, SB 478, that's supposed to go into effect July 1st. That's supposed to block these junk fees. Basically saying they're not allowed to advertise a lower fee and then tack off junk fees that you didn't know or expect, except for government taxes and government fees. So to me, that sounds like they're going to have to embed it into the price of food, and they won't be able to put these health care wellness 4% surcharges on our bills anymore. But have you seen that in other states besides California?
So I don't live in California. So if you don't live in California, please let me know if you've seen this wellness charge. This video was posted about a year ago, so it's not brand new. It should have been a thing for a while now. So let me know if you live outside of California and you have seen a wellness charge on your bill. I'm curious.
Stop by any McDonald's in the city of Los Angeles, and after being asked, do you want fries with that? You might also be asked, do you want a bag with that?
Well, I'm in the drive-thru, see the sign. There's a mandatory charge of 10 cents per bag.
Dr. Katie Shakur experienced this at an LA McDonald's earlier this month. McDonald's was suddenly charging 10 cents per bag.
Okay. I've heard of places on the coasts that will charge 10 or 15 cents for like a plastic bag or something like when you go shopping. But for paper sacks at McDonald's, I thought that they started charging the bag fees because they weren't environmentally friendly, so they wanted to incentivize people to bring reusable bags. What excuse does a fast food restaurant like McDonald's have to charge a 10-cent bag fee when they're giving you paper sacks to put your food in? Make it make sense.
Let's take a look at this receipt I got yesterday. So $5.66 plus 0 for service charge plus 34 cents equals 6. And my total is somehow $7.20. There's no gratuity or whatever. So I got 2 fountain drinks to go as your total $6. I hand her my credit card. She walks off to the side to swipe it, and I can see the screen and it says $7.20. And I'm like, that's kind of weird. Like, that seems like a lot for like tax or something. And she goes, do you want a receipt? I said, yeah. So I grab my receipt and then I go to the bathroom. I add that up to make sure it does equal 6, and then I'm not just stupid, which it does. And then I also realized that $1.20, which is what I was overcharged, is 20%. So then I go back, I ask her, was there a tip added to this? And she said, no, there's a 20% service fee on credit cards.
What? 20% service fee on credit cards? No fucking way. No, I would have been like, bitch, here's your drinks back. Refund that shit to my card right now. 20% payment processing fee, 20%. The highest I have ever seen is 3.99%, so roughly 4%. Because that's like the max that credit card processing companies charge merchants for processing credit cards. I was a merchant. I had a brick and mortar store. I was open to the public. I know how much those credit card fees are. They do not go above 3.99% in most cases. Sometimes American Express can get a little greedy and we're talking like 4.7% or whatever. 20% is absolutely unacceptable. It's grossly mischarging for credit card processing. 20% card fee. This Keen Trace Golf Country Club can right off with that one.
Service charge, $0. So then I'm like, oh, like, that would have been nice to know before I handed you my credit card, because I would have rather just paid in cash and saved my $1.20 for a credit card fee, but like, question mark. And she goes, okay, this is what gets me. Okay, do you want me to refund the tip? And I'm like, you just told me it wasn't a tip. Anyway, so I say, yeah. She gets her little cash drawer and ends up giving me $2 because she didn't have change, but that just tells me she's guilty, because why would you give me 80 extra cents if you're not wrong? So either I think she accidentally hit the 20% tip button or tried to pull a fast one on me, because it was one of the little machines that like spins around, but she like had to go off to the side, so I wasn't over there to like do anything. And I also didn't get a receipt to sign anything until I asked for it. So this makes me hate tipping, which I already hate tipping.
I would not have left without talking to a manager, because if that employee did just simply tack on a 20% tip and lied and said, no, it's a 20% card charging fee. You know what? Listening to the rest of this, I believe that she did do a 20% tip without permission, because there is no way on God's green earth there is a restaurant or anywhere charging a 20% payment processing fee. There's no way. There's no way. That is so absolutely absurd. 20% does sound more like a tip, and tips are not put on that receipt. We can't see it anywhere. So I am willing to bet that, yeah, they probably hit the 20% tip and then they got caught. I would be raising hell with management. I would be raising hell with management. And I'm sorry, I know that the chick that did that is probably just so desperate for money. She needs her job. She thought that somebody wasn't gonna miss $1.20 or they weren't gonna care enough to actually look at the receipt. It's still wrong. That's theft. That is theft. That is like this cashier reached into this girl's pocket and took out 5 quarters. That's exactly what she did. And it's wrong. And if she were to get fired for that, I wouldn't even be mad about it. That shit is wrong.
There's a French restaurant that's going to charge you $17 if your friends are a bunch of flakes. So basically, if you make a reservation for 8 and show up with 6, you're going to get charged. The owner of the restaurant says people ghost way too much and they should be held responsible. People are divided over this. You know, some say it's just business and other people are like, well, emergencies come up. Me personally, I'm fine with it as long as the restaurant's up front.
But here's the thing. Just because you book a table for 8 and only 6 people show up, it's not like the whole table itself is not available to customers now. The table's still there, and the table still has 6 people sitting at it. So why are you charging for the 2 people that didn't show up? Or whatever happened to the time where you could go and book a table for a group, not exactly knowing how many people were gonna be able to make it, but you wanted to lock down at least a table? That way you knew you were gonna have a place to eat? The restaurant is still benefiting from having a table of guests. Just because 1 or 2 people don't show up to fill the full reservation, you're gonna charge $17 a person that's not there? Seriously?
If you're in the US, you've probably seen this on a restaurant menu. 15% fair wage fee is added to all food and beverages so that we can assure a more equitable wage to all employees, including our food runners, servers, dishwashers, line cooks. Any additional tips are given directly to our service team. When I first saw this, I thought, okay, why not just raise the prices by 15% and pay your staff fairly rather than having this "look how great we are" disclaimer on the menu. It seems bogus that they're trying to make the customer do this math, but if they're just raising prices by 15%, could put them out of business because they're no longer competitive.
Yeah, and that's why people are so pissed off about being nickel and dimed by fees. It's the same reason why people are pissed off about shrinkflation, right? It's because the price stays the same or goes up very, very little, but you get less for it. That's the basic manipulation of shrinkflation, right? We think we're paying the same amount, but we're actually getting less product. At restaurants, we think we're paying $15 for our meal, but no, we're actually paying $15 plus 15% so the restaurant can pay its workers. And then we're expected to tip on top of that. Because if we don't, we're douchebags that are taking advantage of the service industry. This is why people aren't going out to eat as much. This is why restaurants are becoming more and more empty. And it's really, really sad because I personally love the restaurant going experience, but I don't want to go and be nickel and dimed for a lackluster experience. I don't.
Please start paying attention to your restaurant receipts. There is an employee benefits fee on my receipt. That's not my responsibility. Pay attention.
Garciolo, a restaurant owner who lives in Central Florida, says 5 families, including his own, visited the restaurant on vacation with 11 children, all under the age of 8. After finishing their meal, Garciolo says someone from the restaurant made a surprise visit to their table, saying the group should pay a parent surcharge.
A parent surcharge? A parent surcharge. Literally, this thing says, adult surcharge, adults unable to parent, share charge $3, be respectful for staff. Like, it's literally on their menu that they will charge this.
The words unable to parent. Garciolo says he thought it was a joke. The owner tells me he's had this parent surcharge on the menu since the pandemic, but he's never had to enforce it on any of his customers. He wants to emphasize that the charge is not for kids, but for adults who don't know how to parent. The restaurant says they never charge Garciolo and the others the fee, but they told us the group had to be, quote, really bad for them to bring it up at all.
It sounds like it's on the menu as a threat, but I know that it's happened before.
I want y'all to look at this and tell me what you think. This dude went out to a restaurant. The bill was $704, right? The restaurant added a service charge of $108. I don't know what a service charge is. I don't know what that is. At first I was thinking that it was something like a tip, to tip the server, but then this dude asks, is a $5 tip disrespectful or totally fair? You're not about to charge me $108 service fee and still get a tip. You're not getting a tip. What is a service charge? I'm sure there's somebody watching this who is either currently working or has worked in the food industry, in the restaurant industry. What's the service charge and how is it different from getting a tip? And why on the Lord's green earth is it $108? I'm sorry, but if I go out to eat and my bill is already $704, and then on top of that, you add $108 service charge, not only are you not getting a tip, but I'm stealing some silverware. I'm stealing some plates. I'm stealing something. I want y'all to look at this and tell me what you think.
You're gonna charge me $108 service fee? I'm taking some silverware. I'm taking the Heinz 57 off the table. I'm taking that damn salt and pepper shaker set. I might even take the glass that's holding my water. Dang, man. Like, that's a lot. Like, if you think about $108 service charge on a $700 bill, that's like what? 15% maybe? My mental math is not working right now. So obviously if the bill was lower, the service charge wouldn't have been as high if it's working based on percentages. But that's still a lot. It's a lot of money for a service charge.
Hey y'all, I went to a restaurant and got me some wings, a 20-piece wings, y'all, and I went and picked it up. I should have did Uber Eats, but I did it. I went and picked it up. But I noticed that there was a fee on it. Now I know people want tips and everything, but I didn't sit down and eat. I just went and picked it up. And there was an extra fee. So I tell you, these restaurants are getting creative with these extra fees. I don't know what the fees were for, but the receipt said $5.04 extra for a room fee. What is a room fee? Just say you want a tip. Put on there gratuity, you want extra money, tip, whatever. But what is a room fee?
So a room fee to me sounds like if you are in a big group and you need like the separate event room space that they have, you know, like some restaurants will have separate rooms where they keep it closed off, almost not like a banquet hall, but like a banquet room when you have a big group and you want to be separated. That's what a room fee sounds like to me. But why does she have a room fee on her receipt when she was just coming to pick up a takeout order? Like, I know that fees and taxes and surcharges are basically just like added to every single receipt, but it's pretty shady that they don't automatically remove it when they know something is pickup. It's like they don't want you to catch it so that you go ahead and pay the room fee. That is shady.
I picked up my wings and left, and yet I had to pay $5.04 for a room fee. Y'all think I'm joking? Look, I don't know if y'all could see it.
All right, let's see it. So this is backwards, so I'm going to use the magic of editing to flip it back the right way so that we can actually read it, but I have to read it backwards right now. Let me show you my skills. So it looks like she paid $27.99 for 20 wings, subtotal $27.99, room fee of 18%. That sounds like a gratuity fee to me. Like she was a part of a big group. You know how sometimes places will do like, if you're in a group of 8 or more, there's an automatic 18% gratuity. That's what that looks like to me. Plus tax for a total of $34.99. And she said that she had to pay it. I wouldn't have paid it. I wouldn't have paid it. I'm pretty sure, I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure, if not everywhere, in some states, if you are asked to have a fee removed, they have to do it. If it's not like a standard tax that they're collecting or a surcharge that they're using for payment processing or something, because a lot of places, if you use a card, they can charge you like a 3% payment processing fee or something like that. It's not legal in every state, but the majority of states will allow businesses to do this. And if it's a bogus fee like that, I'm pretty sure that you can ask them to remove it and they have to. Especially for something like a room fee. It's not a gratuity, it's not a tax, it's not a payment surcharge. She should have requested that that be removed. And it's very disappointing that she didn't and she just paid it.
Do y'all see it on there? See it? Room fee. Help me understand what's going on with these restaurants and all these fees that they be coming up with. I have never heard of a room fee.
They do it because people pay it. That's why. They're allowed to do it, or they think they're allowed to do it, so they continue to do it. They will only stop doing it if people start pushing back and telling them to take it off. That's the truth. I'm really starting to think that the biggest problem with restaurants today isn't the food quality and it's not the price of your burger. It's the audacity. You know what? You can keep your kitchen appreciation fee, and I'll just show my appreciation by never coming back. Thank you so much for watching. If you like content like this, remember to hit the thumbs up before you leave. It really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm, so I love you for it. And while you're down there, also double check, make sure that you are subscribed and ring that notification bell. That way you're notified whenever I post my next video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.